Hey guys, Miss Rackland here, and today I'm going to show you how you can do the mixed media warm color, cool color, watercolor study. So let's get started. What we're going to use in class are dictionary pages that I got out of this old dictionary from my house that we were no longer using. You can use anything you can find around the house. Newspaper would work, maybe some mail or a magazine. I just would suggest that maybe you try out your watercolors or your markers, whatever medium you're going to use, on the paper before you glue it down and get started. Now, I really like the rough edges, so I ripped it out like this, and then I just kind of roughed up some more of the edges so that they're not all perfectly straight. It just kind of makes it more interesting. It looks more old and worn out, which this book was old and worn out, but you can decide how you want to do that. Now, you can also choose which page you do, and it's important that you look at what's on the page, because one of the parts of your assignment, one of your objectives, is to use one of the words on the page in your artwork. And I'll show you what I mean in a second. So I'm going to turn this one over on the back. I'm going to use a glue stick, and I'm going to glue this paper down. Okay, now I'm going to glue this to a piece of black cardstock. I really think the black looks really nice as a border. It kind of creates a frame. Whatever you have at home is fine. You were supposed to have construction paper, so construction paper would be great. If you had colored copy paper, that's fine. Whatever you have is great. Now what you're going to do is first you're going to use your pencil to sketch out your ideas. Now, I suggest that you do some type of landscape, or maybe you want to take one of these elements and start with that. For example, let me show you mine so you can see what we're doing. Okay, so here's the one that I did as my example for my class. I chose just to start out with a zentangle mandala flower. Then the thing I chose off the page to draw was the artichoke, so I drew the artichoke. And then I just thought for fun I wanted to add a bumblebee, and that's going to be my cool, warm color piece. So for this one has an acorn on it. It has an ace of spades. Let's see what else it has. Ace of diamonds, acid, achievement, different things. I think I'm going to go with the acorn to start with. So I'm going to just kind of draw my little guy, a little acorn, and I'm going to make him pretty big. He's going to be my main focal point of this piece. So draw the acorn. Let's put it on the stem too. I kind of like that stem going across the page. That'll be dynamic. Okay, another one of your objectives for this assignment is to add a zentangle somewhere in your artwork. So what I want you to do this time is to really look up some good ideas on zentangles on the internet, or look at some of my examples. Find something that challenges you. Don't just do a basic box shape or swirls or something super simple. Try something that really challenges you. So I'm going to do, let's see, some on this. I'm just going to do some hatching on the side of this guy. But down here, that's where I'm going to put my really detailed zentangle. I think I'm going to switch to a pen though, actually. A Sharpie. And I'm going to show you how to do the basket pattern I like to do. So let's go ahead, and you're going to outline your drawing in Sharpie. Make sure you're happy with it before you outline it. And then I'm going to start my basket pattern. This is how I do it. Start on one side. You're going to do a sideways rectangle and then a tall rectangle. A sideways rectangle, tall rectangle. Sideways, tall, sideways, tall, sideways, tall, sideways, tall. Now you're going to do the opposite. You're going to do tall, but you want to leave a little space there. And notice I'm following the contour shape of the acorn. Now, tall, long, tall, long, tall, long, tall, long. And you just keep going until you fill it all up. And then the last step you want to do for your basket pattern is to color in some of those areas. So to make it look more three-dimensional, you're going to come in and you're going to shade all these little squares in between, so it looks like that's underneath or behind, or it just gives it depth. Okay, it does get a little confusing sometimes. So anyways, that's the gist of the basket pattern. And I could go down here and add a little more pattern if I want to. So anyways, really try something that challenges you on that zentangle. Okay, so now that I got my zentangle done, I'm happy with my drawing. What I'm going to do is paint it with watercolors. Now what you want to do is you can either choose to do cool colors or warm colors, but not both on this part. So I'm going to choose warm colors. You're going to use your watercolor palette. Make sure that you have some clean water and a paper towel nearby. Remember when using your watercolors that you want to stir the paint to get it activated. Don't use too much water or not enough water. You may want to practice beforehand. We do practice in class. Then you put your watercolor on your paper, and remember not to go over and over the same spot too many times so you don't tear a hole in your paper. So there's my warm red. It kind of looks like a beet now. That's okay. I'm going to take some of this brownish orange to put on it. And okay, now I might choose yellow because I haven't used yellow yet for the stem. And you can do whatever you want to do as long as you keep it all in the warm color family for this piece. Then the next thing you're going to want to do is take a piece of paper, another piece of paper. Now we're using watercolor paper. You can use whatever you can find. You're going to add another element to your piece. So whatever you want to do. I think I'm going to do that ace of diamonds. And maybe I just want to do several diamonds. Okay, so I'm going to do some diamonds. You guys do whatever you want to do. This was inspired by my alphabet page. Now, I just used warm colors on my dictionary page, so now I'm going to use cool colors. So I'm going to choose my cool colors. Blue, we'll start with blue. Ooh, that's kind of dirty. Okay. Blue. Then I'm going to do a green. I'm sorry, I'm doing this fast. And then I'm going to do purple. That way I got all my cool colors on the cupboard. That is not a pretty purple, is it? Alright. Now, what you're going to do is cut those puppies out, whatever you choose to do. Cutting them out. Now you're going to add these to your piece of art. And you want to make sure that they kind of hang off, and I'll show you what I mean. So you'll need your glue stick again. Ideally, you would wait till that's dry. So, got my acorn, I got my aces, or my diamonds, they're ace of diamonds. So really it should just have one, but we'll just go with it. I'm going to put some glue on the bottom of my ace, my diamond. And then I'm going to have it, now what I mean by hanging off is you want it somewhere to where it goes off the page onto the background, because that's going to add another layer, another element. I'm going to do another one. Probably could have made those bigger. I lost my other little guy. There he is. I think I'll just do the two. Okay, so this is just an example, and I did it really fast. So I would have liked to spend more time on it, make it more developed, to where it looks a little bit more like this one. So this is your goal here. So you want to do definitely a zentangle somewhere. You want to include cool colors and warm colors, but separate. And you want something that's going off onto the border. Okay? So if you guys have any questions about that, I know it's kind of random, but I want you to have some freedom, and I want you to be able to be creative. And I get tired of a lot of the projects just all looking exactly the same. So hopefully with this one you can really use your imagination, your creativity, try something different. And of course you can always do the other option, which was the warm and cool colors tree. If you need a little bit more guidance on that one, that's totally fine. So whatever you guys want to do, hope you have a great week, and I can't wait to see what you create. Happy creating. Bye, guys.